Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to show you guys a little video of what we're doing here in the HVAC business with our two Cybertrucks. Okay, so I used my non-foundation edition truck to pull this trailer up. Give you guys a quick look at the trailer, how loaded it is. Lots of pack outs, super heavy. We had all our equipment in here, which I'll show you over there. I'd say we were around 6,500 pounds or so. This trailer can handle up to 7,000 pounds. So here they are moving the mini split unit to the back with the wall bracket. And this is a low temp, cold climate. This will operate down to negative 22 degrees. Okay, we've got some people showing up, so I'm gonna have to break this up a little bit, but we're gonna have our 18K high wall head here installed just above the garage, so there's plenty of height if it were to bring something tall in here, and that way we don't want it too tall where the heat's going to rise. It'll be able to blow down in this location. And then we're going to have line set height. It's going to cross here and go into this room over here, which is the workout room, and there'll be a little 6K up here on this wall here. So for this nice little room here, and it's all nicely insulated and everything, so 6K is plenty for this, and that's the smallest you can buy. So this particular unit is called the Cooper and Hunter. This has the new R454B. Here's the wall bracket. We don't typically do a wall bracket because it will vibrate and make some noise, so we definitely don't do it on a house, but for a garage, this is going to be good. We're up at 8,624 feet in elevation, so there could be some big snow drifts here, so we're going to put it up on the wall bracket up high here. So I hauled this trailer up from my work, and I did charge to 100% whenever I do a lot of driving, 40 minutes down to Wellington, back up, which was an hour and 10-minute drive back up here, and we went from 5,000 or so feet to 8,000, whatever I just said, 8,624 feet in elevation. Now I'm going to show you guys a warning that I received on the truck. There must have been an update where they're calculating the tongue weight, because I've seen this warning twice. And we had a bunch of equipment in the nose of this trailer, and I'll show you guys the warning here. And I apologize for the sun glare on that, but we just shifted everything to the back, made sure all our equipment was in the back of the trailer, and that made a big difference. I didn't receive any warnings on the way up. And it's funny because there was a guy in a Chevy truck, and there's this area where the semis turn and go up this steep hill, and it's a solid line, but everybody crosses over it anyway, and he crossed over immediately thinking, there's a trailer, I'm going to pass him. We smoked him up that hill, and I was not punching it at all, and then he ends up flying by us at like 90 miles an hour in a 65, and then we see him at the next turn going into the store. Like, what do you need to go that fast for, buddy? Anyway, great thing about the Cybertruck, amount of torque, ability to just get these trailers up and going, and you can see there's a lot in this trailer. We've got heavy stuff. We've got black pipe, that's cast iron pipe. We've got hole saws and metals and tools and, you know, recovery machines and install pack outs and stuff that does weigh a lot. We've got a solar system. We've got a battery, a LiPo battery in here. We've got the ability to power our chargers and run our microwave. And of course you can see the lighting we have at the top with a light switch and a breakaway switch, Bluetooth connected, so I can view what the battery's doing. Anyway, I want to show you guys how I'm calculating my day. I'm going to go into my truck and show you guys something. So I am taking some, we joke from the movie Back to the Future, we joke about gigawatts, right? I'm stealing some gigawatts from my other truck. Well, why not? It's cheap. It's only 5.5 cents a kilowatt for the shop, 6 cents a kilowatt for my house. By the way, I'm also getting an upgraded transformer today from a 15 kV to a 50 kV. Because we were maxing out the transformer, we didn't want to blow it up, and I just had the gateway installed. I'm going to fill you guys in on that, and some nuances we're having getting the chargers to remove from the gateway, get them onto the new gateway. So I haven't been able to actually test it yet, but it is pulling all the 200 amp power now through my house, and I'll do a little video on that. Lots going on, lots to share, but let me show you guys the inside here of the truck and how I calculated this. So you can see here I'm pulling off the 240 on the mobile charger here, and I'm directly plugged in over here. You can see we're on some steep work here. Now, for trailer safety, guys, chalk your trailer up, then let your truck go into neutral and let it pull against the trailer with the truck. And that way you know for sure that this trailer is not going to run down this hill and crash into the house or do any other damage like that. So I'll tell you guys, we do get a lot of judgment with the Cybertrucks. But yesterday we did a job and the husband's like, well, my wife's gonna be upset when she sees a Cybertruck in her driveway. She goes, ew, every time she sees one. And I'm like, I understand, sir. If you want us to leave, we can leave. No, don't leave. You guys are the best. We are the best, honestly. And I'm not just showboating. We know what we're doing. Small family-owned company. I don't hire people and don't let them do things without supervision if they don't know what they're doing. Anyway, so here I come, second Cybertruck to help Chris with his job. And now there's two, and he comes outside, he's looking at his watch like, oh crap, wife's gonna be home soon, right? Anyway, she shows up in a Subaru, parked next to us, and I can see she's kind of, when we're in the house, but I'm friendly. I'm like, hey, how's it going? We're gonna fix you guys up today. You know, and then all of a sudden she's warm and all this, but she's like, I hate Elon. I don't know why. You're just listening to the TV too much, because Elon's brilliant. He's saved the astronauts. He's given us internet to the world. He's helping with people with disabilities. He's made the most American-made vehicles that, you know, don't get me going, right? He's just a genius, and people are scared of that, and they also listen to the TV way too much because America's going through a hard time right now with a lot of pollution in the brain when it comes to your algorithms on your phone and social media and the news and all that. But that's enough said about that. Let's get back to this. So here we are pulling power off the other Cybertruck. Let me see how close I can get. You guys can see this here. Okay, so I've pulled 3 kilowatts out of his battery pack at 32 amps, 225 volts. It says I'm going to be 3 hours and 5 minutes. I'll have reached a charge state of 58%. That's what I set it to. So I can set what I want it to be. I don't want to pull too much from his truck. I want to make sure he has plenty of power to get home, which he does. And by the way, once I do his calculations, you'll see that I don't even need to pull power from his truck to do this. But I'm going to show you guys how you can help calculate stuff like this when you're hauling trailers and you're doing stuff that's out of the ordinary. This is where I need to go for my estimate at 3 p.m. Okay? It is going to be a 46-minute drive, 18 miles. It says I'm going to arrive with 38%. That's a 3% loss for me to go from here to Poudre Canyon for this estimate because it's mostly downhill. It gives you your return trip, and it's saying my return trip, let me see if I can do this, I'll set it up here for you, is going to be 28%. So we're going to use 10% power from here to get back to where I'm at. So at my current charge at 41%, I will make the entire trip and back and arrive with 28%. Okay, but let's add the trailer now. Without the trailer hooked up, we're just going to go towing and hauling, trailer mode. Oh, getting a warning. Incline too steep to park vehicle and trailer. Parking brake may not hold. Move to flatter area. You can learn more. Pulls up the owner manual. Gives you a bunch of information. Okay? So that's smart. It knows that currently if I hooked up a trailer, it might not be safe. But it has changed now to a 22% arrival. So let's take the trailer off. We'll see that again. Go to towing and hauling, turn it off. It's recalculating. Now it says I'll be home with 31%. Okay, so the difference between the 30, we're not going to worry about this. We're actually going to go right back to the towing, and we're going to say we're going to haul that trailer home, and I'm going to have 22%. I currently have 41%, so 22 to 41 would be 19% power left over if my math is right. I'm going to use up 19% of the power. So let's say 20% is what it's going to take for me to get home with the trailer. Okay. So now let's go. So now we can figure out our entire trip. If I need 20% when I get here to get home, and now of course that's at 0%, right? So let's say we need 30%. Let's give ourselves a 10% buffer. I'm going to need 30% power to give me a 10% buffer home. Going back to the Poudre, turn off the towing, it'll calculate without the trailer, and then and it's going to tell me what I'm coming back with. So I'm coming back with 28%, right? So technically I would make it right now without taking any more power from the other truck. But we wanted a 10% buffer, so I only need 2% more charge to have plenty of power to get back down to my house with the trailer. Okay, so hopefully all that made sense. I had to do a little bit of mental thinking because you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna have the trailer at this part of my trip and not at this part of the trip. But isn't it cool how you can hit the trailer mode? It will calculate it based on what it already knows of the trailer that you're hauling. And for all of you that don't know that this is here, I want to show you the trailer hauling, and hopefully you guys can see this real well. There's a lot of light coming in outside, but you can pick your trailer profiles here. I have Sport, Grand Design, Bighorn, and an Interstate. I currently haul 4 trailers. Your adaptive regenerative braking, you definitely want to turn that on. That will increase regenerative braking to provide more stopping power based on the estimated weight of the trailer or cargo. If you have a trailer that can pull power from the plug, you would turn this on and you could have auxiliary power. Tells you enables trailer power, auxiliary power. Refer to your trailer manufacturer instructions for more information to ensure that disabling auxiliary power will not disable your trailer's brakes. Okay, that would be able to save some power, which I don't turn on because none of my trailers require or even have the auxiliary power. Right scroll wheel to trailer brake. To brake, tilt scroll wheel to the right replaces the following distance control. And then you got your trailer alarm, trailer light test, which is really cool, trailer boosts, and your trailer gain. Now you guys can, I could go further into how to set these kinds of things, but look, it's keeping track of the mileage, the mass, the dimensions, and then you can go into this little gear and you can add new trailers. You can say it's an open trailer, enclosed trailer, the weight of the trailer, the dimensions of the trailer, the current mileage, and that'll kind of help you keep track of when you might need to do maintenance and rotate your tires or anything like that. So this is pretty cool. Now there's a lot more I would add to this in the future that I want to do a video on what I would recommend Tesla adds to this. But I just wanted to do a quick overview of what we're doing, how we got up here, how I calculate the trailer getting up here, and I also wanted to show you guys the new warning message if you put too much weight on that rear axle. Must have been an update they did in the background to help people so you don't mess up, so you don't end up screwing up your truck or dropping the hitch like some people have. But you know, like I've said in the past on this, guys, if any of you haven't heard me say this, I really feel like if Tesla thought it was a problem, they would recall it and they would add support. Now, if my trailer flies off one day, it'll make a good video, but I'm not worried about it. You can really plan everything when you're hauling trailers going way up in the mountains, and it does great. People think it can't even go up hills. Well, I hauled that trailer up this dirt road, up this hill right here behind me. I hauled it back up this hill so I could turn it around and get it parked here. And like I said, use that neutral gear switch to make sure your trailer doesn't roll with your truck pulling against it. You know your trucks are good because that's 7,000 more pounds pulling your trailer forward, that if your trailer doesn't go forward with the truck, you're going to be fine. And then I just back up a hair, pull the jack up to the ground, lower the truck. I don't have to do all this jack work, lower the truck, and then it just drops right out of the hitch, and it didn't even go conk or nothing. It was just like a perfect pull away. Awesome stuff. Thanks for coming along. This is really fun for me. I'm super excited. I love the YouTube community. You guys have been awesome. Love your comments, love your enthusiasm. This is so much fun to show you guys what these trucks can do. I'm trying to film more and more. As I get more time, I'm definitely filming more. So the more you guys like and subscribe, the more that I can free me up from HVAC. Awesome. More videos I can do for you guys. And we're also looking at buying a new Model Y. My daughter's ready to get out of her GMC Terrain. It's almost 45,000 miles. So we're looking at buying a new Juniper for her, which is a fun car. And I got to experience for the first time the automatic headlights that block out the oncoming traffic. Wow, is that cool. Can't wait for that to come to the Cybertruck.